2 million people downloaded the same operating system in under 3 months. Three-quarters of them were running Windows. They didn't upgrade. They didn't switch to a Mac. They walked away from Microsoft entirely and installed something most people have never heard of. Welcome back to Koby Larry. This is the story of Zorin OS and why, for the first time in 30 years, Microsoft might actually have a reason to be nervous. To understand why this moment matters, you need to understand what happened on October 14th, 2025. That was the day Microsoft officially ended support for Windows 10. No more security updates, no more patches, no more protection. And here is the number that changes everything. An estimated 240 million computers around the world cannot run Windows 11. They fail the hardware requirements. They are not old machines by any reasonable standard. Many of them are 5 or 6 years old. But Microsoft's strict requirements for TPM 2.0 chips and specific processor generations locked them out entirely. 240 million computers left behind in a single day. Microsoft's answer was simple: buy a new computer or pay for extended support, which runs out in October 2026 anyway. For a lot of people, that answer was not acceptable, and that is where Zorin OS walked through the door. Zorin OS is a Linux-based operating system built by two brothers, Artyom and Kirill Zorin, from Dublin, Ireland. They started the project in 2008 when Artyom was 16 years old. The mission was straightforward from day one: build a version of Linux that Windows users could actually use without feeling lost. For most of its history, Zorin OS was a niche product, appreciated by Linux enthusiasts, largely invisible to everyone else. Then came October 14th, 2025. The developers released Zorin OS 18 on the exact same day that Windows 10 lost support. Not a coincidence, a statement. Their release announcement said it directly. Zorin OS 18 is designed to be the perfect replacement for Windows. Within 5 weeks, it had 1 million downloads. Within 3 months, 2 million. More than 3/4 of those downloads came from Windows machines. So what exactly is Zorin OS, and why are so many Windows users choosing it? The first thing you notice when you boot into Zorin OS 18 is that it looks familiar. Deliberately, strategically familiar. There's a taskbar at the bottom. There's a Start-style menu in the bottom left corner. There are desktop icons. Application windows behave exactly as you would expect them to. If someone walked into a room and saw your screen, they would not immediately know you were not running Windows. That familiarity is not accidental. It is the entire design philosophy. Zorin OS 18 includes what they call Zorin Appearance, a built-in tool that lets you switch your desktop layout to look like Windows 11, Windows 7, or even Mac OS. You choose. The operating system adapts. Zorin OS 18 also includes something that no previous version had: full OneDrive integration. If your files are stored in Microsoft's cloud, and most Windows users' files are, you can access them directly from Zorin OS. You do not lose your data when you leave Windows. You take it with you. And when you try to run a Windows application, a .exe file, an MSI installer, Zorin OS doesn't just refuse. It analyzes the file and suggests alternatives. It tells you what Linux application does the same job. It bridges the gap rather than creating a wall. The performance difference on older hardware is not subtle. Zorin OS 18 removes the background processes, the telemetry, the services that Windows runs constantly, whether you need them or not. On a machine that was struggling under Windows 10, slow boots, sluggish performance, fan noise, Zorin OS frequently feels like a different computer: faster, quieter, more responsive. Security is another area where Linux has always had a structural advantage. Zorin OS is based on Ubuntu's long-term support foundation, which means it receives security updates until at least April 2029. It doesn't require antivirus software because the Linux architecture makes the kinds of malware that plague Windows almost impossible to execute. And unlike Windows 11, it doesn't send your usage data back to Microsoft. What happens on your computer stays on your computer. The software situation, historically the biggest obstacle for Linux adoption, has improved dramatically. Zorin OS comes pre-installed with LibreOffice, which handles Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint files. The software store gives you access to thousands of applications, including Spotify, Slack, Discord, GIMP, and VLC. For web browsing, streaming, email, video calls, and office work, the things most people actually do on a computer, Zorin OS covers everything. Gaming is the one area where the honest answer is more complicated. Windows still dominates the gaming ecosystem. DirectX 12 support, optimized GPU drivers, and native compatibility with almost every major title mean that if gaming is your primary use case, Windows remains the stronger choice. Zorin OS supports Steam and has made significant progress with Proton, Valve's compatibility layer that allows many Windows games to run on Linux. But performance on demanding AAA titles can still lag behind, and some anti-cheat systems block Linux entirely. For everything outside of hardcore gaming, the gap between Zorin OS and Windows has narrowed to almost nothing. Zorin OS is free. Not free with a catch, not free with a subscription hiding behind it. The core edition, the one that 2 million people downloaded, costs absolutely nothing. You download it, you install it, and you own it. No activation key, no product license, no monthly fee, no annual renewal. The operating system that runs your computer costs you £0, $0, zero anything. Compare that to the Windows experience in 2026. Windows 11 Home costs £119.99 if you buy it outright. A Microsoft 365 subscription, which you effectively need for the full Office suite, costs £79.99 per year. And if you wanted to keep your Windows 10 machine secure after end of support, Microsoft charged businesses and consumers for extended security updates, a paid program that runs until October 2026, and then stops regardless. Microsoft has been moving its entire ecosystem to a subscription model for years. Office became Microsoft 365. Storage became OneDrive subscriptions. Features that used to be built into the operating system are now locked behind Copilot Pro. The direction of travel is clear. Windows is becoming a platform you rent, not a product you own. Zorin OS goes in exactly the opposite direction. There is a paid version, a one-time payment of around $48, which gives you additional desktop layouts, extra pre-installed creative software, and priority support. But it's genuinely optional. The free version doesn't nag you to upgrade. It doesn't put features behind a paywall. It doesn't remind you every week that there's a better tier available. You pay once if you want to, and that's the end of it. Now, does any of this mean Windows is actually in danger? The honest answer is not immediately. Windows still runs more than 70% of the world's desktop computers. Microsoft's ecosystem, Active Directory, Azure, Office 365, enterprise software integration, is embedded so deeply in business infrastructure that replacing it would take decades. 2 million downloads is impressive. It's not a revolution, but it is a signal, and signals matter. For 30 years, the conventional wisdom was that Linux was for developers, for enthusiasts, for people who enjoyed configuring their system from the command line. Normal people used Windows. That assumption is cracking, not because Linux got harder, but because it got easier at exactly the moment that Windows got worse. Windows 11 introduced stricter hardware requirements, mandatory Microsoft accounts, AI features that many users didn't ask for and can't turn off, and an advertising presence inside the operating system. The experience of using Windows has been getting more complicated, more intrusive, and more expensive, at the same time that Zorin OS has been getting simpler, faster, and free. 2 million people noticed. The question is not whether Zoran OS will replace Windows tomorrow. It won't. The question is whether Microsoft is paying attention to what those 2 million downloads represent. Not just people trying something new, but people who were frustrated enough, or locked out enough, or tired enough to make a change they thought was impossible. Zorin OS will not kill Windows, but it is proving for the first time at scale that for a very large number of ordinary people, people who just want their computer to work without the bloat, without the forced upgrades, without the hardware requirements, without the cost, Windows is not the only option anymore. And that is a story worth watching. If you want to see another story about an operating system that changed the world, the one that runs your iPhone, your Mac, every Linux server, and most of the internet, built by 2 people in 1969, that video is right here. Check it out.